Captain's Log, Stardate 57149.2. We're about to begin survey of a G-type star system in the Awi sector to find a habitable world for the resettlement of the Anerthians. We've seen that the Anerthian homeworld is under extreme distress due to the strange phenomenon that now plagues the region near the Ebon Expanse. It's our hope that we are able to find a suitable world for them to a suitable world for them that is close enough and safe enough for as many Anerthians as possible. I know the first wave of Vecchies will be starting soon, which is why we need to find them. 1 billion people on Earth. Events like this are the reason why we take the Kobayashi Maru, I suppose. It's going to push our limits, and I know this task isn't going to be easy. I can only imagine what they are going through. While the expedition won't be taking part in the evacuation efforts, this is the least we can do for them. End log.
All right. We'll have you guys start off on the bridge. So just give a little context here. You guys have been surveying planets for the better part of a week now, ever since you guys helped rescue that Anerthian freighter transporting personnel from their planet to Deep Space 17. You guys are en route to survey your next planet or your next system, designated AEP-29, and I'll leave the floor open to you guys.
Science, anything coming up on long-range sensors?
Long-range sensors?
The system's still a little too far out to scan it.
Too far out, Captain. I will be ready to scan once we're in range.
DeGrasse will speak up. Commander Casey, would you mind if we had a word together?
Of course, Lieutenant.
Oh, yes, Bedden will speak up. Force of habit, sorry. Yes, should we meet in your ready room, sir?
Of course, Captain. When maybe able to bridge.
Right, we don't have the commander's office yet. What to use?
Well,
I'll throw you in a briefing room. Let's have you guys go in the briefing room. It's right off the bridge. There you go.
Sir, I wanted to speak to you about some information that I discovered.
What information might that be? Does it pertain to the security of the ship?
Well, in a sense, I did some digging with my security contacts back at Starfleet Commands. I had to call in a few favors for this information. Sir, I can trust you not to reveal any of this before it's needed, right?
useful to you, that very well depends on the information. Is this something that should be heard by the captain?
Well, that's kind of the issue. Captain Prax can't know about this. Until the time.
Go ahead, Lieutenant.
Well, when he looks down, it's come to my attention that he'll look back up. Captain Prax, your symbiont. Its birthday's actually tomorrow. I was hoping that we could work together to, I don't know, throw a bit of a party. I mean, you know her, I think, better than anyone else on the bridge at this point, right? You've served with her for years.
You really had me going there.
Sorry, sir. It's OPSEC training. You know how it is.
I would have pulled a similar prank when I was chief of security. Very good work, Lieutenant. I knew Prox's actual birth date, but I didn't know the birthday of her symbiont.
Oh,
I'm sure we could arrange something.
good. Yeah, I'm taken to believe it's not common knowledge, but it is recorded on Trill. Like I said, I had to do a bit of digging, but yeah, hoping that we can come up with something for her. Well then, if you don't mind, so I guess we can go back out there so we don't arouse any suspicion. Would you like to meet for a drink after shift?
I'm sure that could be arranged. Do you know if the Trillaberry tea was brought, or Trillaberry plants were brought on board before we departed? The captain does like it.
Yes, sir. I did confirm that they were brought on board.
Well, I guess we'll have to brush up on our Trill culture and cooking.
Well, can't say that I'm a particularly good cook, but you wonder if there's something they can whip up. Well, like I said, sir, we better get out there. We can discuss details after shift.
Indeed. Thank you for this information.
Then we'll start to walk away. He'll turn. I can trust you, though, sir.
From one security officer to another, of course.
Good. I like birthdays. He'll turn and walk back out to the bridge.
All right, so while you guys are in there, I'll head back to the bridge to allow for any role play there. While the other two go away.
Con ETA for AEP 29. So I had in my scan.
Shoot, sorry, I was on mute. It's about, we're about an hour away, I think. Thereabouts.
They all start praying.
Is there a place that's most optimal for me to set up for you to run your scan? I mean, different people have different preferences.
Well, whatever Lieutenant Bennett wishes to talk to Commander Case about, they're sure back there a while.
And as soon as you say that, their door opens.
Bedden will walk back to his station, stifling a small smile.
Prax leans over towards Casey. Anything I need to be aware about?
No, Captain, we were just discussing some of the duty schedules for the security staff. He was hoping to try a new rotation.
I look forward to reviewing the progress.
We'll certainly keep you updated.
All right. We'll skip ahead the 40 or so minutes, and we'll drop the ship out of warp right at the edge of the system.
Go ahead and conduct my long-range scan then.
Yep. Reason Science, difficulty 1, assisted by the ship's sensor science. Just need the ship's sensor science. And I don't know if your ship has any superpowers.
Advanced sensors.
So it'd be a diff 0 then. Gain 3.
so close to gaining 4.
Captain, AEP-29 is a Class G star system with 12 planets. 6 of Class D, 1 of Class D, 1 of Class J, 1 of Class L, 1 Class M, and 1 Class K, or correction, 2 Class K plans. I will send it to your pad. And I will send that to the captain's pad.
Let's start our search on the Class M planet. Helm. Set course. Warp factor 1.
First captain laying it in now.
All right, I will go ahead and give you a roll for this. I'm going to spend some threat just because it's fun. So this roll is going to include the warp 2 and the setting up synchronized orbit over the planet. So I'll make this a daring or control con. I'll make this a difficulty 1 roll. As you hit some ionizing radiation as you get near to the planet.
Paul's unmuted again. Darren Com, to confirm that I heard that right?
Daring or control a con, yeah.
Perfect. Sure, why not? Take a threat. I will use bold con for an extra die. And I will re-roll that complication. I am very glad I used that talent now. There we go.
And then ship's engines con. Dear God. Yeah, gain 3 more. And yeah, Don, you're able to set in the course. You enter your warp. If I could find where your warp is. There you are. And when you get close enough to the planet to drop out of warp, you exit warp and engage your impulse and thrusters to enter orbit.
I will do a detailed scan.
Hey, Mendrock, your scan is going to be a difficulty 2. Same stats as the last one.
Alright, I'm gonna give you a threat from both sides.
Bold signs, interesting.
Yeah.
We're going to be a threat party, aren't we?
I think so. I think everyone here uses threat.
I'll re-roll that one.
And then just need the ship.
Captain, it's the Class M planet has a oxygen nitrogen atmosphere. Average temperature of 20 degrees Celsius. There's a large plain area in the southeastern hemisphere. And I'll send that to her bag as well.
Any sign of inhabitants?
Scan for life forms.
I'll take that as question the first, and I believe this one is free for you with your position, correct?
Yeah, I would assume so. That would get at least one free one. Alright. Captain, there's no intelligent life forms, just standard life forms for the environment.
Well, it seems like it's a little cold for your average temperature, but no advanced structures or anything like that.
I'll use one of your floats for
No,
that.
sir.
Chris,
Oh, go ahead.
what's the geological activity like on the planet?
Yeah, I was gonna ask that. So, I was gonna check for volcanic or geological activity. Make sure it's stable.
All right, I'll take another one of your floats.
I do have a focus in geology, so
Yeah, this will just be a question.
yeah, okay. Captain, the planet appears to be stable. There is a few signs of earthquake activity along the fault lines in the northern hemisphere, and an active volcanic activity in chain of mountains in the eastern part of the southern hemisphere. Yeah, I'll send that to her pad as well.
Well, Commander, it looks like we need to do a bit more investigation here. Prepare scientific away teams to surface the planet for further study.
Aye, Captain.
That was to Casey, but
Uh-huh.
Very well, Captain. I will delegate that to the science officer. Well, accompany, but bring all our scientists.
Lieutenant Wagner, can you cross-reference our current position to the Anerthian homeworld to get a how far away distance we are?
Of course, Captain.
Ooh, I'll give you a roll here. This will be reason or insight with con or science difficulty 2. Assisted by computers con.
P2. I'll use bold con again. Take a threat. Yeah, I already said it, so I'll do it.
I do enjoy threat.
I will re-roll that complication. One, 2, 3, 4.
All right, gain 2 more. Since Prax made this nice, pretty little map, right there is around where the expedition is currently located. Anerth is here. 17 is here.
What's the scale on this?
You'd have to ask Prax what the scale of these are.
One sector is 20 light years, so 1 box. We're in the AOE sector, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, we would actually be closer to here.
Yes.
You would have to do the no snapping.
Thank you.
I have no idea how any of that works.
About 15, 16 light years. About 15.7 light years away, Captain.
Well, it's a lot closer than what the original plan was.
It's not in the process of destroying itself, so that's plus, Captain.
And it is also far away from the Ebon Expanse, so... Commander Casey, you have the con. I'm going to contact Admiral Keller of our progress.
Hey, Captain.
Captain heads to her ready room.
All right, let me switch scenes over there. And you're calling Keller?
Yeah.
Captain Prax, report.
Well, I have some good news. We did find a habitable planet for the Anerthians, and it appears to be devoid of any advanced civilization currently. We're going to conduct further scientific endeavors on the planet to make sure it's suitable, but it does look promising so far.
Excellent news. The evacuation ships are en route to Deep Space 17. Hopefully, we'll arrive soon so we can begin the official evacuation.
Well, it will cut 20 light years off the trip. Currently, the system in question, AEP-29, is roughly 15 light years from the Anerthian homeworld.
That will allow us to make multiple trips in a lot less time. It's exactly what we're looking for, Captain. Begin the preliminary survey of the planet's surface.
Will do, Admiral. Keep in mind, we will also, once this system has been checked out and is suitable for habitation, I would like to continue looking for other worlds just in case, for some unknown reason, this doesn't work out.
Understood. A very prudent course of action, Captain. Send your findings back to Deep Space 17 for analysis as you make your way to the next planet.
Understood, Admiral. Expedition out.
And I believe we had an away team to plan, did we not?
Yes, that is the commander's job.
Oh, we don't have a transporter room here.
So, away team, I'll just bring all the player characters plus an extra scientist.
I mean, of course, you could always take a shuttle down. That's an option, too.
Was there any reason for us to not transport down?
Just saying you have a con officer, that's an option now.
True.
I mean, if the space is big enough, we could just land the ship.
That is true, too.
You know what? That's a really good point.
Is that that large plain area in the southeast hemisphere, is that a sumo landing spot?
It is large enough. I'm just saying, with a con officer, you have options. You can take a shuttle. Captain can land the ship.
we're exploring a new planet, I vote to just land the ship. I was gonna do that with the when we had the Defiant. I was gonna try and do that, but we didn't have it for very long.
I mean, I'll give you a role play with the captain if you want.
I think I think Prax is gone.
Well, when Prax is back, I'll have you chime the door.
Sounds good.
Because that just seems more fun. Kind of a,
Yeah, I remember
Captain, I've been thinking.
there was some situation when we had the Defiant where they had to take a shuttle and couldn't transport. I was really hoping we could swoop in and land, because Defiance, I think, also had landing gear, but we'll do it for
Sure.
real this time. They never use it in the show, but it was in the like the the like screen on the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that screen showed like a landing gear section. It makes sense. It's a small ship. I would imagine it could land.
Oh, Captain, while you're in your ready room, your door chimes.
Enter.
Captain?
Commander?
I have an away team ready for the uh, initial survey of the planet. However, since we've been also running some readiness tests, I thought it might be a good time to test the ship's landing capability.
You want to land the ship on the planet?
Yes, Captain. Could be good training or capabilities test, but of course it's at your discretion.
Is there a specific region that they wish to begin?
If you'd like me to pursue that option, Captain, I can liaise with science and see um, where they're hoping to survey first to get the most data, and cross that over with Khan in terms of places which would be suitable for the ship to land.
Well, for landing the ship, find the most suitable area that's going to be the best location that the Anerthians will be able to pick up and build their first settlement here. So areas where agricultural could be beneficial for them, along with other industrial endeavors. So let's get some topicals and some scans of those areas first.
Understood, Captain. I'll get that done right away. Casey will head back out to liaise with the science and con officer.
Hello, Commander.
Lieutenant, the captain would like to know where you'd like to begin the survey of the ship. Specifically, she'd like you to begin the survey somewhere that would be most suited to establishing the initial Anerthian settlements. So places that would be suitable for establishing infrastructure.
Hi, sir. I'd like to, in the initial scan of the plain area, give me any other details, or do I need to do another scan? Or
What are you looking
Yes.
for?
For how well it would is it stable to support structures? Will it be suitable for farming or agriculture? Is there a source of water nearby? Fresh water? Like that kind of stuff. You know, would it
Give
be a
me,
suitable habitat?
yeah, give me
Temperature and
a reason science,
okay.
reason or insight, I should say, reason or insight, difficulty 3, assisted by the ship's sensor signs. So I guess difficulty 2.
Okay. How about focus in geology or xenobiology?
I could see geology for this.
Okay. You said difficulty 2 after the
Yeah,
sensor?
after the ship.
Okay. We still have flute. Well,
No, not anymore.
no. Alright. I'll give you one threat from Hold Science. That one.
Right. Gain 2.
It looks as though it might be suitable, Commander, at least in the 100 kilometer by 100 kilometer area, that there is a fertile ground, certainly suitable for farmland, and a nearby source of water or river. I will add that to the pad data as well.
Very good, Lieutenant. Can you please send that to Khan as well,
I will.
as myself and the captain?
I'll send it to the captain, send it to Alex at the Khan, and the commander as well.
Casey will then approach the Khan station. Lieutenant Wagner.
Yes, Commander.
The science officer just sent you a an area that we're hoping to study. Would you be able to search this area for suitable landing site
Sure thing, Commander.
for the ship as a whole?
No problem. Doing that now. And I'll scan the area for a good landing site.
Yep. Give me reason or insight with con. I'm gonna make this a nice difficulty 4. Oh no, I lied. I want to make it difficult to land. Let's go ahead and use some threat. Let's make this a difficulty 3. Base difficulty 3, assisted by the ship's sensors con.
Does helm operations count as a focus?
Probably not for this.
Okay. Astronavigation doesn't really make sense because it's not astronavigation that I'm doing. If I was planning a warp course, maybe, but all right. So that I will get myself 2 extra dice by spending 1 threat and the remainder as momentum, since we've got a lot of momentum. And also so I can take advantage of bold con. And here we go. Ooh. I will re-roll that, actually. So I don't have access to the book today because I'm on a work trip. Bold con, does it let you re-roll a single dice or multiple?
Just 1.
Okay. I will re-roll the complication die.
All right, you gain 1 overall.
There we go. This region here, Commander, looks like it should hold our weight, assuming that soil is as sturdy and rocky as it looks like it is. The bedrock seems pretty shallow there, so should be good.
Very well, Lieutenant. Thank you very much. Yeah, so Casey will go report this to the captain.
Back to the ready room.
Enter.
Oh, door swoosh. Where is the door swoosh?
He'll turn over his pad with what he got from Wagner and DeGauss. Lieutenant Degas has found a region which would be suitable to establishing initial settlements. Lieutenant Wagner was also able to find suitable landing site within that region.
Looks like everything is in order. I'll be out moment. Begin the prep for atmospheric entry. I'll be on the bridge momentarily.
Yes, Captain. He'll head back out to begin the preparations.
All right. Before you do that, I'll give the people on the bridge a chance to role play what they GS discovered. You know, and potentially discuss the possibility of landing the expedition on a planet. So yeah, we'll take it as soon as Casey exits the bridge.
So, have either of you ever landed in a ship on a planet before?
No. No, well, a bird of prey, not a Federation starship. I've been on my father's ship.
And was that a controlled landing?
Yes.
Good.
Although there have been times when it wasn't.
Not here, no. I'd have to say this would be the first time.
I've practiced the maneuver in Sims quite a bit, but I never thought I'd get the chance to do it in real life. I'm excited. This is gonna be fun.
Oh, wow. So this would be the first time.
I hope it's as fun as the trip to hyperspace. To the warp.
I did it a couple times in the academy. Smaller ships, though. But principles should be similar, I think. And I have done it in the simulator a lot for this class of ship when I was getting qualified.
Bed and size go wide. All right.
We've got a good ship, don't worry.
Oh, just always get a little queasy. Strangely enough, I think I'm one of those people that prefer the transporter, to be honest.
Huh. I wouldn't have guessed. If it helps, or actually it probably doesn't help, but I don't get queasy.
Well, to be honest, that does help a little bit. Makes me feel calmer knowing that you're excited to do it.
And we'll have Casey come onto the bridge now.
I'm sure you've all gathered, but it is our intention to land the ship on the planet to conduct the initial surveys. This is both for ease of the survey, but also to test the ship's landing capabilities and crew readiness. I assume you are all aware of your roles and responsibilities in this evolution. Please speak up if you have any uncertainties. It will not be held against you. Better to ask now than when we begin the maneuver.
What are my duties, Commander?
No questions,
Other,
Commander.
other than surveying once we're there.
None, Commander.
Lieutenant, I think that is the extent of your duties.
Aye, Commander.
Good point.
Very well. Begin the preparations. The captain should be on the bridge shortly to directly command this maneuver.
Okay, we'll have the captain come out now.
Commander, is all stations clear and report ready?
Yes, Captain. We are ready to begin the landing maneuver.
She hits the all ship button on the console.
Where is the all hail? I know we have one.
Attention all crew
An old
members.
one, but it takes out.
Attention all crew members. Please double check all storage facilities and make sure everything is strapped down. We'll be beginning planetary landing procedures in 5 minutes. Commander, blue alert.
Casey will take his seat and signal blue alert.
Flight, maneuvering thrusters only. Begin your preparation to enter the atmosphere.
Hi, Captain.
All stations report blue alert, Captain.
Lieutenant Bedin, reinforce structure integrity fields and set ship's shields.
Aye, Captain.
All right, Ben, I'll give you a quick roll here. It'll be control security difficulty 2. To get the shield set for condition blue and whatnot.
Okay. I don't suppose shipboard tactical systems would apply here.
No.
Take a threat.
Gimme. Looks like you gain a momentum out of it. All right, if we're ready for the con roll, this is going to be daring or control. Difficulty 4. I'll spend threat to give you a complication 2. Assisted by Engine's con.
All right. Helm operations count on this one?
Yes.
Perfect. Alrighty. Daring or control. Take 1 threat for bold con, and I will buy a 4th die with momentum.
Don't forget, you also have determination as an option too.
Determination gives me auto 2 successes, right?
Correct.
Alright. Never mind. I won't buy the 4th die. I'm just going to buy 1 die with threat. And I will spend my determination for mission objective. Because this is part of trying to find that group of a new home planet.
I don't know if that would apply to this.
Well, we can't verify that the planet is suitable for them without going down and doing the inspection. Is my reasoning.
What I'm saying is this seems extra. I do think there might be a value you can use here.
I'll go with the be afraid and do it anyway, because this is a risky maneuver.
That's what I was looking at.
Alrighty, here we go.
Just because you could easily transport down there, you don't have to land the ship, so it seems a little extra.
Fair enough.
All right, so that'd be 6 successes. That'll give you 2 momentum. And your ship, you start bringing your ship down toward the planet's surface. Thanks to Beden's reinforcement of the structural integrity and shield modulations, it's a very steady ride through the atmosphere. And as you get closer to the planet, you start reading out, how close you land, and you bring it down for a nice gentle landing on the planet's surface. As you bring your thrusters, as you start to control the thrusters, and setting the engines to standby mode.
Excellent job, Lieutenant.
Perfect. Thanks, Captain. I lightly pat the console. Good ship.
As you audibly hear DeHaas clap at her console.
And Casey, You may proceed with the scientific endeavors.
Yes, Captain. Yeah, so the original weight, I'll take the original weight team of every player character plus a scientist. But can we take the Dune buggy this time?
Take a
I'm.
science team, maybe?
What's that?
I don't know if we would take a science team or not.
Yeah, we'd probably want to take the science team advantage.
I mean, yeah, you could spend momentum on that.
It's
The bug.
2.
Yeah,
But for that,
and I'll let you get 2 momentum for a buggy too.
easy spend right there.
It's only 5 players tonight, right?
Yes.
Captain, would you be going on the planet, or would you leaving that up to a scientist? Just so I know who's where. It's really the question there.
The captain will stay on the ship.
Right. And it looks like you have 3 science options, if you'd like to bring one of them.
I think it's the only one we've ever actually used, so I guess Solva.
I mean, there's 2 more scientists listed. Do you have a Denobulan too?
I guess Prax will probably play the scientist then, so Prax will whoever you want to activate.
To Grell. Because she has
Grell is
she has like xenobiology and anthropology. Just in case sensors miss something.
Or do you discover ancient runes on the planet?
Yes. That too.
All right. And you all are gathering in one of the cargo bays, whichever one has the ramp. I can't remember which one that is. Probably 1. The dune buggy was brought here, or assembled here, transported, however it got here. Probably a couple of them. And you're loading all your equipment onto the buggies.
Lieutenant Wagner, I assume you also have some experience driving the buggies?
I've received training on buggy operation, Commander.
He'll chuckle at the term buggy operation. Well, you'll be our primary driver. Lieutenant Degas, whenever you have all your science equipment, we can head out.
I assume I have my tricorder and a science kit without needing to spend anything. Yes.
All right, everyone ready? No role play you want to do before we head out?
I think we're good.
Alrighty. Yeah, I assume you have a tricorder and such. Tricorder standard equipment, and there's some stuff I could wave that could be on the buggy. You know, I'll treat the buggy like a Type 7 shuttle. You know, it could have pretty much whatever you need it to. If you think it's something that could be reasonably on it. Probably not that. Unless you want to give me a boatload of threat.
Some other time, perhaps.
I mean,
Is
the Type 7s are unarmed anyway, unless you specify that they're armed, so...
This won't be the last time I'm bringing the. I'll be bringing the buggies in.
He's got a heavy machine gun plasma rifle on it. Like some kind of post-apocalyptic.
Don't give Bedden any ideas. But all right, I'll probably have to throw another con officer in to the other buggy. I don't have the red tokens. I don't know where they went. Regardless. So there's a person driving the other one, because I believe they're 4-seaters, if I'm not mistaken. You all start up the engines as the ramps start to lower, revealing a nice, wide open, for lack of a better word, prairie. Is revealed as the ramp falls down. It's a beautiful midsummer's day. You know, temperatures ranging, I don't know, I guess it would be 70 degrees. I'm not sure what that is Celsius, you know. Nice, beautiful,
21.
sunny, few clouds in the sky. You know, something like that. And the ramp lowers in place, and you're ready to go.
DC will just sort of nod at the lieutenant to let her rip.
Everyone's strapped in? Or, sorry, everyone have their restraints in?
Buckle up and hold on.
I think so, lieutenants. I think we're ready.
All right, let's go. And I'll start driving to our first survey location.
All right, and yeah, you you head out on the ramp and enter into the prairie, heading toward one of your first scanning locations. I don't have buggy riding music. Let's see if I at least have maybe some type of wilderness. But yeah, feel free to role play as you guys are driving and I try to find some ambient.
It would be interesting to see what kind of life has evolved on this planet. Lieutenant Didas, did you get an age of how old this planet is?
It's not something GM, do you have an idea of how old it is based on prior experience?
Sorry, what was the question?
Like how old the planet is in its evolutionary cycle, I guess, or geological small.
It's a relatively younger planet. You know, maybe 3 to 4 billion years.
About 3 to 4 billion years, Captain.
Well, that was Krelissa. Oh, should be enough time for complex life forms to have evolved.
And you guys drive your buggies close to one of the rivers.
Is this our scouting location?
It could be.
Step out and take a look around. Do some
I'll
scanning
park
of
somewhere
life
where
forms.
I'm gonna park somewhere where the far enough away from the river that the soil is not all soft and muddy. Wouldn't do to get the buggy beached.
Yeah, and you're able to find, you know, still on the grassy area, you know, not on the mud or the riverbank. All right, just let me know what you guys are doing when you're around there.
I'll get out and stretch while waiting for the science team to do their thing.
Yeah, Ben will get out and kind of just take a little bit of a walk and look around. Maybe more so off in the distance, just to make sure there's nothing out there.
Well, also, like, kind of go by the river, and I mean, he's not a scientific man, but he is observant. See if he notices anything interesting or noteworthy.
Grelisol begin looking, or trying to start studying and cataloging the different complex life forms in this area.
Yeah, that's
All right.
basically where we're at.
Sorry, I was trying to see if I could get a planes picture on there. Well, I couldn't. Just imagine you're there. All right, so Grilla was looking at the local plant and wildlife, correct?
Just the wildlife, not plant, because hers is
Okay.
more xenobiology focused. So
Okay, so she's looking at the wildlife. What was Degas doing?
Well, I have geology and xenobiology, so maybe see how the river, if it flows into a larger area, check for various wildlife, see if they're gonna be able to either, irrigate the river or use it for power or something, as well as fresh water and all that.
Okay. What's everyone else doing?
Casey went down by the river to just sort of, I guess, soak in the scenery, but also he's not a scientific man, but he is observant, so he's just looking to see if he notices anything of usual or of note.
Okay. And then that just leaves Bedin and Wagner.
So similar for Button. He's probably going to walk, I would say, in the opposite direction of Commander Casey and look out over the distance and see if he can notice anything maybe further out.
All right.
Yeah, Wagner will stay close to the buggy in case we need to leave in a hurry, but just kind of enjoy fresh air and natural sunlight for a bit and keep an eye out for, in case this planet has crocodile analogs.
All right. All right. So, Captain, can you have your character give me a reason or insight with science? We'll call it difficulty 2. And then Dahas, you can give me the same role, reason or insight, science difficulty 2.
Geology is our focus.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you 2 threat, and I'll spend the momentum. Xenobiology for a focus?
Yes.
You gotta be kidding me.
How does a scientist not have good reason? Who made that?
I did not make this character.
I should have spent threat to reroll my.
Oh,
Wait a minute. I think I have a talent or something. Check. Oh no, that's only when assisted by the ship. Oh,
it sounds like I'm gonna give you guys the success at cost here. So in terms of the plant and animal life, this is obviously a plains. So there's a lot of small mammals that like to burrow in the ground. Things that are akin to gophers, mice, um, prairie dogs, stuff like that. There's also a plethora of insects. You determine that this is probably close to this planet's summer. So you do notice an increase in insect activity, of which there are plenty of insects, types of bees to pollinate plants, um, insects that are responsible for decomposition and such. Plenty of birds and flying creatures, larger land mammals, akin to like deer, call this valley home, as well as a few smaller predators, maybe fox-like in size. In terms of the river itself, you could tell that its source comes from a mountain range, maybe 110 kilometers away. It kind of flows through and maybe even perhaps formed this little valley. This valley is definitely a floodplain. So when the snow melts in the spring, it tends to flood this area, but also creates, really fertile growing land.
yeah, so they'll have to build in preparation for flooding or whatever. Do some kind of construction.
And anything else you guys would like to do on the planet, and in terms of that information or anything else?
Probably start on the botany next.
All right, as you guys figure out what's going on, we're going to head back to the ship. Captain, you're on the ship when your person assigned to ops. Captain, I'm detecting a ship in orbit.
Can you identify?
Unknown configuration, Captain. New scene, by the by.
Well, we had no momentum anyway, so
in case you did.
We spent it all in the buggy. Oh wait, we have the science team, right?
Oh yeah, you do.
So that would have lowered. At least that would have succeeded. Those would have succeeded.
Yeah, they would have.
Still no
So
momentum gain, but because they were all
Yeah.
difficulty 2, but they would have succeeded without the cost. So
Yeah. I'll give you a question then to make up for the complications. I'll give you each a
Oh.
question about that.
I think the Oscillate gets the free question. So
Well, so I'll give him 2 then about the river, and I'll give you 1 free one about the information I gave.
no large predators.
Most of the predators that you discovered in your studies and your scans were small fox-like creatures, but you do notice that there might be signs of maybe larger wolf-like creatures, coyotes maybe, but that's about the extent of it.
Okay, so no T-Rexes. How disappointing.
Concerning the river and the flood zone, how far out does that go? The whole plain, or like a couple kilometers, or
In terms of the flooding, you could probably see it being maybe a kilometer, like maybe half a kilometer in either direction from the river.
okay?
You know, natural floodplains and such, but
Yeah. Mhm.
there's things you could do to control that.
Oh yeah, and that's yeah. So I want to add that to my report. Oh, no.
And yeah, I'll give you one more question since you had the free one. Position and such.
Any ideas, folks?
Indication of what the winters would be like. You should be able to see it through the soil content to a degree.
Yeah, I guess. How does the length of summer, the length of winter, and how harsh does it get here? Or any extremes?
In this part of the valley, it actually has a relatively short winter. But that being said, it still does get rather cold and chilly here. Probably around the 0 degree mark, the freezing mark.
Okay.
But that does allow for a longer than normal growing season.
Mm-hmm. Which will explain why there's a large abundance of insects and wildlife flourishing here.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, now back to the bridge. Yeah, so they just reported the unidentified ship.
Open hailing frequencies.
Channel open.
This is Captain Israel Prax of the Federation starship Expedition to the unidentified vessel currently in orbit.
We are the Sokwai. We are conducting a planetary survey of this planet. Our survey shall not be interrupted, Any interruption of our survey will be considered an act of war.
May I ask the nature of this survey? Because we are doing so as well.
You should know our name. Strange vessel. We are the Soquai. We claim all space.
Apologies. This is our first meeting, and we did not mean to intrude upon your space. We thought this area was relatively unclaimed.
All systems within space is under our claim.
Tell me, where is your home system at?
We do not share that information with potential enemies.
Well, this system is currently under the claim of the United Federations of Planets. We're conducting resettlement operations for a species where their world is currently doomed for destruction.
All petitions to join the Soquai Federation shall go through the Foreign Ministry.
We do not wish to join your federation. See, the United Federation of Planet is a conglomerate of worlds made up of thousands of different species.
One day, all races will join the Soquai Federation. Note, this is your only warning. Do not interfere with our survey. And they close the channel. Sir, I'm detecting shuttles being launched, heading toward the planet's surface.
Tactical, give me a full tactical readout of that ship.
Aye, sir. Reading minimal weapons, minimal shields. They're no match for us, sir.
Ops, put me through to the away team.
Aye, sir. I'll head back to the planet's surface for the away team. When Commander Casey, you start getting a hail.
Here.
Commander, be advised, you may have company. A quite interesting species that don't wish to really do much talking are conducting a planetary survey of their own. I believe he said they're called the Soquai? Soquai? Something along those lines, Commander.
Soquai.
We're still in Federation space, right?
No.
No.
But I just lay claim to this planet, just so you know. Out of game.
You landed a starship on it.
I did. That's the biggest claim you could do. Where's the flag?
Yeah, the ship landing was a good move in the end. Very well, Captain. Should we return to the ship or continue our survey?
Continue your survey, but use caution when dealing with them.
And as you're talking with the captain, you could hear a shuttle off in the distance, landing, nearby-ish.
I guess we'll just, Casey will order the away team to just kind of stick together at least. Everyone be in pairs and within eyesight of each other. And we'll hold our position.
And we'll say, Commander, should we plan to engage if they become hostile?
Not jump to such a conclusion yet. Hopefully, this can be sorted out diplomatically.
Understood.
All right, so what are you guys doing? And this could be anywhere. This could be on the ship. This could be on the planet. You tell me where you guys want to go.
The planet survey team is going to continue the survey regardless of what we say.
All right, so what are you guys doing then?
Are we heading into another spot, or are we staying here?
Negative, Lieutenant. We're going to continue the survey. If we want to lay claim to this planet, we need to show that we're serious about establishing this as a colony for the Anerthians. Continue the science or the surveys as previously briefed, and myself and Lieutenant Bedden will keep an eye on our new guests.
Aye, sir.
All right, so what are you guys surveying?
Surveying the river, and part of the plains. How far away is the nearest mountain range?
About 110 kilometers.
Okay, yep. I'll have to wait then.
We're going to survey the plants, weren't we? Take a look at the plant life.
Yeah. I mean, step back from the river and look for the area that is, away from the flood plain where they can, either set up farms or, structures. Check for the stability of the ground and check for any useful elements, minerals.
All right, so anywhere within a floodplain, they could pretty much grow crops wherever. The ground is plenty fertile. But you did mention places to set up shelter, so that will be a good roll. That one's probably going to be a reason engineering. I'll give it a difficulty 2. Reason or insight engineering, I should say. Or science. I'll give this a science too. And then, Captain, you were rolling for plant life, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll give you reason or insight with science, difficulty 2.
Give me a threat for a third die.
Science team to lower the difficulty.
Yep.
Is that 2 momentum or 1?
So before, so I guess it'll be 3. There's diff 2. He got 4 successes. Science team lowers it by 1, so 3 momentum.
I will spend 1 of the momentum. Well, that's all I needed. So.
All right, I'll start with the plants first. Most of these plants that are currently within this floodplain valley are a type of tall grass. However, nestled within the tall grasses, there are a few plants that could be used as a food source. It's like a type of vegetable you would surmise. If you were able to gather the seeds from it, you could use it, but you would also recommend that they probably bring in a good number of seeds to plant here. Bringing seeds from offworld would obviously ruin the ecosystem, but so will moving a few 100,000 people here. So,
Not to mention they'll probably have to bring their own animal stocks too.
yeah. And then in terms of where are suitable places to build, most of the surface here is is very soft and fertile land. However, if you were to dig down about half a meter, it's a more hard and sturdy rock. So to build structures you would say that are taller than a story, they might have to dig past the soft dirt into the harder bedrock.
Okay.
Let's bring back as well for study at the botany lab, especially the edible plants.
And as your teams are surveying, another one of those shuttles comes and lands very close to your site, and you can see them. They land along the riverbank, and you can see their team, a group of 5 of them, exiting the shuttle and talking about their plans to survey.
Well,
Um,
everyone, let's
But you
keep
don't think they
our...
spotted you yet.
Okay. Well, everyone, let's be on our most diplomatic behavior. No one start any conflict that we don't need to, but keep your phasers handy and on stunning if necessary. The best thing we can do for our claim is, again, to show our interest in establishing this planet as a colony. Casey will tap his comm badge and try to contact the ship. Well, the captain.
Yep.
Casey to Captain Prex.
Go ahead, Commander.
Captain, one of the Soquai survey teams has landed very close to the position. We're continuing with our survey and collecting some samples. Shall we try to interact with them or hold position?
They were very adamant about not interfering with their survey operations, but keep an eye on them, Commander.
Very well, Captain. Casey out. So Casey will turn to Bedden and Wagner, since I guess they're not as involved with the survey. Let's take up some scouting positions and keep an eye on them for the captain. Again, don't open fire, only in self-defense, and let's stay within eyesight of each other so we can communicate by hand signals if necessary.
Of course, Commander.
Yes, sir.
All right. Are you trying to stay out of sight of them? Like
Yeah, so I guess
you're trying to get close enough to scout them, right?
yeah, not like super close, just to like kind of see where they are, or vaguely what they're doing,
Okay.
and like not too far from our own away team either.
Okay. Give me it's probably going to be control. Yeah, let's go control with security or con. You know what? Let's just go with control con here, as you're trying to be sneaky up there. No, it should be security or con. Control with security or con. To try to be sneaky about it, it will be an opposed roll.
Team dynamics for focus, since we're like doing a team scouting, like a sneaky team scouting.
What for a focus?
Team dynamics.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Is this
Take
all
a
of us?
threat as well.
Yeah, you should all probably roll for this because you all have the potential to be cited.
'Cool. Survival for a focus?
No.
Okay. I was gonna ask about deception, but that's more like interpersonal. So
Yeah.
take a threats.
Was there difficulty attached to this, or is it we're setting a difficulty?
Opposed.
I'll just spin the momentum.
Well, I think this will just be for Wagner here. I
Oh.
wasn't going to include the science team here.
Yeah, I will spend a momentum because I don't have bold security, so no point in spending threat.
It could be con too.
Oh, it can be con.
Yeah, secured your con.
Cool.
Because con also deals with a bodily movement.
Right. Okay. Then in that case, I will spend threat for an extra day. Because bold's gone. Oof. I'll reroll one of those.
All right, so the first roll here. So I'm going to spend the threat back at you. So I'll roll 3 dice. The number I am looking for is a 13. So this one will be against Casey. This one will be against Bedin. This one will be against Wagner. All right, so for Casey's roll, you would gain 2 momentum. Bedin's, well, you tie, so we'll get back to that. I'll spend 2 threat to quash the complication. And then Wagner will gain you 2 momentum as well. So Bedin, both they and you tie. So if you don't want, so I'll give you the first option to succeed at complication or to succeed at cost. If not, they will definitely take that.
Yeah, I'll succeed at cost.
We spent any of our floating momentum for him to succeed?
I don't think you have floating momentum.
There was no
You have-
float.
You got exactly 6 out of all the successes there.
Oh, we didn't have any before?
Nope.
We had 2. We gained 4 total.
I must scan it.
Okay, as you are sneaking along, Bedin, unbeknownst to you, your tricorder is all of a sudden not on your hip.
Bedin will, obviously look around at the ground to see if he sees anything. Can he do an investigation?
So that's the complication is you don't know where you lost it at.
Gotcha. Yeah, he'll
But
try to.
immediately looking around you when you notice that it's not there, you don't see it.
Gotcha. Yeah, Bedin will tap his comm edge and very, very quietly say, Lieutenant Bedin to Commander Casey.
Casey, go ahead.
Commander, I seem to have lost my tricorder. I can't find it.
Does the tricorder give off like a Federation signal of some kind? Like, because I imagine we're not that far. Could like my tricorder pick up his tricorder?
It'll be very difficult. Trying to the locate it through all the life signs and such. With all the grass and stuff. You could. It'll be difficult, and it might give your position away.
Would it give my position away just to look for it on my tricorder? Or do you mean to go actually get it?
Well, to look for it from your tricorder here is going to be very difficult to just find it. I'm talking like 5 or 6. Because I have to factor in potential range and where it lost. The complication is he lost the thing. So it's going to take after this scene to find it, basically.
Well, I have a science of 1, but I'm willing to try.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say here is because of the complication is it's lost. Because he accepted the complication to succeed there.
Yeah, I guess it's not like critical Federation technology.
Yeah, and when you're not in a potentially when you're not in this situation where you have time to actually look for it, then you can go and find it. But right now, time's a little critical because you're trying to keep up with them, trying to stay with your group. There's a lot of other things you're doing and not just looking for a tricorder.
So we'll just send back stay tight, Lieutenant. Continue with the original mission.
Yeah.
Understood, Commander. I'll try to remember my path that I took for later. And Spedden will continue.
All right. So I got some thread. I'm going to make another thing happen. So the teams, both science teams are doing their thing. One of the things you guys notice is that they have particle weapons on them. They're not beam weapons of any type. You could kind of make out with both you and Bedden's expertise in small arms that they probably have projectile weapons. Gear wise, they don't seem to have any type of scanning equipment. It is basically them collecting actual samples. And every so often, as they collect samples, one of the team members heads back to their shuttle to put the samples up and bring out more kits. So you could just make out that they're not very technologically advanced. They're probably early space flight. I'm so if you guys have seen Enterprise, they're probably on par technologically there, just a little bit earlier with their sensor equipment.
So, 2 centuries behind us.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Probably closer to 250.
Yeah, Casey will tap his conveg as well and quietly report to the captain. Captain, this is Casey.
Go ahead, Commander.
Based on what we're seeing, this race is significantly behind us in terms of technology. We reckon that they're perhaps 200 to 250 years behind us. They're conducting their survey using mostly manual equipment.
See if you can't get a scan of their biology, Commander.
Yes, Captain. What would be the role for scanning their biology?
All right, before that, I still have to deal with my threat spend. So as you're talking with the captain, you notice that they start to head back towards the river, and they seem to be heading in the direction towards your buggies.
So, like, back toward where our survey team is?
Yes. Now, if you want to do that scan, I'll let you.
Yeah, sure. What what would the role be, maybe?
This will probably be an insight or reason with medicine. Difficulty 3, probably. You don't have the best equipment for judging this. You're a good distance away. So yeah, I'm liking a difficulty 3. You have to filter out the local stuff. So yeah, diff 3.
Observation for focus, since he's not going for like a detailed scan.
What was the focus? Sorry.
Observation
No.
from I'm gonna spend my determination on the value lead from the front, if you'll accept that.
You have to sell me on that.
Well, I mean, he's up ahead of the away team right now, like with the security officer, like hiding in a bush, trying to get this intel instead of, sending other people.
All right. Yeah, I'll take that.
I might as well spend a couple of those momentum for fourth. Yeah, fourth dice. 'Cause my score isn't great. It would be 2 momentum for another dice, right?
Yes.
Oh, that was not a good roll.
Wow.
I had a 12, like it wasn't possible.
Yeah. So right now you're one short.
Let me take a look through my middles. Yeah, I got nothing unless I could like succeed at cost, or
I mean, I'll
I
give you a
guess just
succeed.
have someone.
I'll give you a succeed at cost here.
Sure.
All right. So this species, they obviously have a humanoid human appearance. However, one of the quick things you notice is that within this group there appears to be two. Not they're I would say separate species, but not really. I would equate this to like like humans and like Neanderthal, but not in brain capacity, in like body build. One of the subspecies is like, very slender, more looking like a human. The other one looks more bulky and muscular, stronger, physically stronger. But they both appear to have the same mental capacity, if that makes sense. So in short, like one's more built to be like a warrior class, the other's built to be not the thinkers, but the role the other ones wouldn't fill, the other group would take up, so to speak.
Sure.
And the rest of it would be the complication.
So it's just like a super basic biological scan.
Yeah.
Casey will report back into the captain. Captain, I managed to get uh, a very basic scan. I'm sure the science officers could do better. It appears that the shuttle crew is comprised of at least two very similar species, perhaps different, like subspecies of the same species. However, their survey team appears to be moving forward our survey team. If we wish to avoid encountering them, we'd have to withdraw very quickly.
Do what you think best, Commander.
Understood, Captain. Casey out, and he'll hand signal to the other two to start uh, withdrawing back to the rest of the survey team.
Beden will do so, keeping an eye out for his tricorder the entire time.
All right. What does Wagner do?
Staying close to the buggy, I will keep a close eye on them and scan them if they come within range of my tricorder, but otherwise, kind of keep an eye on them.
All right. So the three of you head back toward the buggies, right? Do you relay anything else to anybody there?
Like, how far are we? Are we going to get back to the buggies before
Yeah.
their survey team? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Because you were one of the part of the role was to put you between them and the rest of the crew, which would include the buggies.
Right.
So yeah, you would definitely get there before they do.
Yeah, so I guess we'll just go regroup.
All right, at the buggies.
Yep.
Okay. So once you get there and you get everyone at the buggies, I'm going to spend a little threat. You kind of hear off in the distance, hey, what's this? This doesn't look like it should be here. And you kind of hear in the distance them opening up what sounds like a tricorder.
Beden will just say, well, looks like they found it.
And then one of the other ones would be come on, the commander said we're not alone. And that direction. Bring that with us. Charge your weapons. And you'll hear them and notice them getting closer to your position.
So everyone, it's my intention that we attempt to make peaceful contact with this species. What we have found is that they are considerably inferior to us in terms of technology, and we have the advantage of numbers. However, let's stick together and take defensive positions around the buggies in case something goes wrong.
All right, so you're just going to take defensive positions around the buggy?
Yeah, not like obviously like we're all like hiding with our phasers out, but like just we're near the buggy, so if we needed to get in cover, we could just kind of slide under or slide behind them.
Okay.
Also,
And
if we packed some Type 2 phasers in the buggy, crack those out.
yeah, you could have type 2s in there. Just trying to see what kind of NPC tokens I have. Just see if anything would work here. Yeah, we'll just use random tokens here. So probably, they probably get to extreme to long range depending on who they are. They're kind of walking in a line towards your group, and they do notice that you're buggies, and they do raise their weapons. You, minor species, you are hereby prisoners of the Soquai Federation. Lay down your arms and surrender peacefully.
I'm Commander Arno Casey of the Federation Starship Expedition. We are here on a mission of peaceful exploration. We mean no harm to you. We wish only to share our scientific knowledge of this planet.
You will turn over all weapons and technology and turn over any studies you have found. You have conducted of this planet. We hereby claim this planet for the Soquai Federation.
Please, let us discuss this matter. We are here on a very important mission that we would, of humanitarian aid that we wish to discuss with you.
You are trespassers to our space, and you will be dealt with in kind.
Pointing guns at each other isn't going to get us anywhere. Please, if you'd agree to some talks, we could host you here or aboard our ship. We wish only to share in scientific knowledge.
Turn over your scientific and technological knowledge.
And why should we do that if you're not willing to cooperate with us? To work together as friends and not as enemies?
You are trespassers in the Soquai Federation claimed territory.
As far as we are aware, this territory is unclaimed. We would be more than happy to discuss this claim further if you would agree to speak with us.
The Soquai Federation claims all space, all planets.
I can assure you that there are many species who would not see the galaxy in such a way. There are many different life forms which we have encountered, and we would be happy to share that knowledge with you.
You will turn all over all knowledges of Claim Soquai space.
Uh, sorry. Yeah, we'll race them.
You know they have the tricorder, right?
Yeah,
Kind of need to get it
I
back.
guess I could. Pardon?
They're less advanced culture than us, so technically, it's Starfleet's obligation to make sure that all Starfleet tech and Federation tech are recovered in the hands of primitive societies. Even though they're warp
Yeah, but
capable,
they're
even though they're warp
capable and
capable, they're still less advanced than us.
I can try to negotiate for it back, but the Starfleet order to not shoot them would supersede them getting the tricorder. It's not like they got a quantum torpedo. I see that you already have a piece of our equipment. We would be very happy to negotiate for that back. As you can see, we have advanced scanners. We would be happy to introduce you to this equipment.
You will turn all over all knowledge of this planet and your technology. You are hereby a subservient species to the Soquai Federation.
You can keep saying that, but that doesn't make it any more true.
And overhead, you hear a shuttle flying over, but this one is making an odd engine sound. And as it flies over in the distance, you hear it crash.
Can I determine from the sound of it what was likely wrong with the engine?
Sure. Let's go insight with con or engineering.
Cool. I do have a talent that is probably useful, but I don't have my books here because I'm on a trip. The talent is Starship Expert.
I'd have to see what that does.
It's in, I believe it's in the core book. But it might be in the Command Division book.
Anyone see that talent?
It's in the command book, but I found it's if you go to the. I posted what it is in Discord.
Thank you. Oh. Yeah, I don't know if that's super relevant. I misremembered what it did. Thanks.
I think it might apply because you're trying to understand the starship.
Okay. That works.
You're trying to understand what's going wrong with it. I'll take it.
Okay.
Because all it does is give you an extra bonus momentum to ask a question.
Yeah. So it was insight.
Insight or con, difficulty 2. Yeah, insight or reason, con, difficulty 2. Or engineering.
Alrighty. I will go with con. That is much better for me. Yeah, take threat. I will
Get 'em
reroll
running
that.
low. Man, every roll tonight you had a complication.
Yep.
Oh, you might have the range on wrong. Because you rolled a 19 and it gave up a complication.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to correct it. Thank you.
All right, I sent it to you.
Oh. Wagner will look over at the commander and say, "It sounds like that ship had a loss of thruster function, causing loss of orientation and control. Probably going to be a serious crash, Commander."
Please, we can render assistance to your down shuttle. We have advanced medical technology.
Casey, give me presence command. I'm going to probably have to throw this opposed.
I don't know if you can use this on the an opposed roll, but can my palm leaf metal apply to this? It's once per mission when attempting a persuade task in an effort to prevent violence. The character may reduce the difficulty of the persuade task by 1.
Yeah.
So that can work for opposed.
Yeah, because basically it just makes it harder for them. You know,
Would you accept?
So basically they get a -1 right off the bat, basically.
Would you accept cultural studies for a focus? Since he's negotiating with a new culture.
Increased complication, I think, because you don't know exactly what their culture is.
All right. Would composure be any better?
I'll take composure.
Sure. Just to really drive this one home, I would also like to activate the Legion of Honor medal, so double the focus range.
Sure.
Or no, that's not Legion of Honor, that's Star Cross.
Sure.
And I'll spend a momentum for a third. Forgot to mention.
All right, I'll roll 3 dice. I'm looking for 12. You gain 3. You will take us to our downed shuttle. And you will render the aid and assistance to repair said shuttle.
Very well. Please board our buggies.
A few of them do. The other ones start heading back to the shuttle. And we'll head back to the bridge while you guys are en route. Captain, that ship in orbit is sending down a few more shuttles, sir.
Hail them. So Kwai or So Kui?
So Kwai.
So Kwai, this is the Federation Starship Expedition. We've noticed you are sending down additional shuttlecraft. Do you require any assistance?
We have our situation under control. Alien vessel.
Come now, I've given my name. At least do me the honors of yours.
Presence command if 2.
Take a threat. Persuasion.
Yeah.
Rolling his prax, not great. Rerolling the 0.
Dear God. Gain 3.
3 flow.
Now you're making me come up with a name.
Gotta be friendly, you know? Always best to know the person behind the curtain.
Come on, random name generator. Oh, I forgot they give me weird names. I am Stran of the Soquai Federation.
Could I spend... I have currently 3 folk. Can I spend 2 of that to gain the advantage that I seem a bit more trusting toward him?
Sure. Since you offered help, maybe it could sway some future persuasion rolls.
Strand, it is a pleasure to meet you. However, we are prepared to offer our assistance, but I would like to be on better terms. Perhaps we could meet formally to discuss the situation of this planet.
What is there to discuss, Captain? You are a subspecies. Your destiny is to serve the Soquai Federation.
See, I find it better when people are a bit more polite and more open to different ideas. See, my people are one of many, and we treat each other as equals. If you wish our cooperation, I suggest you at least do the formalities of treating your alien neighbors with a bit more of, say, less hostilities.
The last alien neighbor we encountered tried to attack us. We were forced to annihilate them. to ensure our continued survival. How are you any different?
Well, our mandate is one of peaceful exploration. We merely wish to explore the stars and learn about new civilizations and new life. We do not conquer worlds.
And yet here you are, trying to lay claim to this one.
Not for my people, but for another group that is in dire need of a new home. Their home is currently being ravaged by planet-wide quakes and will be rendered inhospitable for them within a matter of months. We are trying to save a species. We value all life in the galaxy.
Give me a diff 2 roll. It would be diff 3, but I'll knock one down.
Empathy for a focus.
Yeah.
Take a threat.
Gain 1.
Float.
And what has this race done to gain your loyalty?
Actually, none at all. They have done nothing.
I find it difficult to believe that any species would willingly give of their resources to help another.
The galaxy is vast and dangerous, and life is very precious, Captain. And going it alone in the dark is not something we wish to do, and we will render aid to anyone that needs it, even you yourself. Despite your demeanor towards us.
My demeanor is well deserved against other species.
More like your preconception of others without truly knowing somebody. Perhaps you should take a time to enlighten yourself, and I'll be more than happy to share what the United Federation is all about.
And he'll slam his fist on his console. Enlighten! I lost my entire family to that war. I know firsthand what happens when aliens claim to come in peace.
As do I, Captain. You're not the only one that has fought and lost people.
And he'll kind of lean back in his chair. Why should I believe any of this?
Have you scanned my ship?
We have attempted.
If I wish to do you harm, Captain, I would have done so already.
You could all be a trick.
Your vessel is no threat to me. And I am not trying to trick you. All I ask is if you would listen to me and hear the plead of a dying race.
And he kind of leans back thinking for a moment, and we'll head back to the planet. Casey, you and your group take the Sokwai to the location of where their shuttle crashed. When you get there, you notice that their shuttle has basically fallen into an underground ravine. You estimate that it is at least 200 meters into this ravine, and you notice that several of the rocks and soil from above have fallen onto it.
Yeah, so Casey will get in touch with the expedition to request, like, that the doctor uh, come over to tend to the wounded and also to bring repelling equipment. Also, as like kind of a flex to show them like transporting. In case they decide they want to like get into a scrap with us, we can just teleport.
I'm going to create a complication here. The sides of the ravine are too unstable to support repelling equipment. But you can bring the doctor down if you wish to activate another crew support.
Yeah, I would, and I guess we'll have to site-to-site transport then. I imagine, is our transporter chief still Boris? Hope it's not Rockefeller.
Not sure.
Yeah, Casey will just tap his comm badge. Actually, before he does that, he's going to turn to like the Sokwai officers that came with him and say, "Our repelling equipment can't get us down there. We're going to have to use a piece of equipment we call the transporters. Don't be alarmed; it's perfectly safe for sentient life
What
to go
is
through
this
these."
transporter?
Essentially, it transports your material through a buffer and then reestablishes it in a different position. It's the most efficient way we have to get down there and get your people the medical attention they need as soon as possible.
Then do this, transporter.
Casey will then tap his gun badge. Casey to transporter room 1.
Go ahead, Commander.
We're here rendering assistance to a Sokwai shuttle that has crashed deeply into a ravine. We can't get rappelling equipment to get down there. So we're going to need a site-to-site transporter. As well, we'll need the doctor transported to the same coordinates from the expedition. Sending you the coordinates now.
All right. So let me know exactly what you guys are planning here.
So I guess probably some of the we won't take literally all of them, but I guess the player characters will go down to render assistance to the Sokwai shuttle, and then the rest of them can stay up and guard the buggies. And yeah, we'll get a site-to-site transporter down to the shuttle.
The doctor probably beams separate.
Yeah, we're gonna site-to-site transport, and then she'll be transported
Down there. Okay.
to the ravine. Yeah, directly to the shuttle.
Okay. This will be a roll. Let me set it up. So base difficulty 2. +1 difficulty because you're not on a pad. +1 difficulty because you're not going to a pad. I'll do +1 for environmental hazards. -1 because of your sensors, and -1 because you're doing it from the transporter room, I would assume. This, however, will cost a crew support if you activate Sokolov.
Yeah, it's fine. We should
still have
4.
one more.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's equal to its scale, so should have one more after. One more plus the doctor, so technically we'll have 2, and then the doctor activates, we'll be down to 1.
Yeah. Okay. So it'd be a control engineering difficulty 3, assisted by the ship's sensors engineering. And if this is successful, I'll waive the doctor's transport, because that would be easier.
Advanced sensors, that should lower it by 1.
I already took that into account. It was the diff 5, -1 for the sensors, -1 for in the transporter room. So yeah, it will be diff 3.
Been yapping a lot. So if someone else wants to play Sokolov. It's playtime. If not, I can.
What's that?
Oh, I just said someone else can play Sokolov if they want to, because I've been done the last few. But I'll take that as a no. It's his sheet. Would you accept Challenge Fuels Excellence for value?
Sure.
And I'll do a threat and a momentum for a 4th dice. Transporters and replicators for focus, obviously. Do not need any of it.
No. Just need the ship. Gain 1. And yeah, so you are all in. So whoever's going down there is engulfed in the transport pad, and you're rematerialized down in the ravine close enough to the shuttle. And then it is followed by the doctor beaming down as well.
Can we spend that bonus plus another 1 for a medical team?
Sure. So I don't know who's in the ravine. That would be the only question here.
All the player characters. Yeah. Yeah, I guess just the player characters.
Plus those other
Yeah,
two.
the doctor. Yeah, the player characters plus the doctor and the Sokwai.
Okay. So when the Sokwai materialize down there, they start, patting their bodies like, what just happened?
We just went through the transporter. As you can see, it's a perfectly safe technology.
And then they look up to where they were. How does it function?
Well, you see it essentially puts your matter through a pattern buffer and reestablishes it in a new position. I'm not a very good person to explain this, but if you agree to further cooperation, I'm sure our engineering staff would be happy to further show you the ins and outs of our system and how it helps enables our mission of peaceful exploration.
Once you rescue our crew, you will give us this technology.
I'm afraid peaceful cooperation doesn't work exactly like that. But before we get into this discussion, let's get your people the help that they need.
He'll nod in agreement.
So what's the situation like for the shuttle?
So it is probably buried under a couple meters of rock.
We'll, I guess, try to phaser away the heavier rocks, and so we can just clear it of the rubble.
All right, so you and Ben would probably be taking care of that, huh?
Wagner, you have security as well, right?
I do, yes.
Hey, I'm going to set up an extended task here. All right, it's going to be control security difficulty 5, complication 2, magnitude 4, work 18, resistance 2. Captain, are you going to play the doctor?
Yes, I'll play the doctor.
So yeah, my control security is 17. Should I take the lead on this?
Yep.
That's better than mine.
I think I have 16, but you're the security officer now. Take up the mantle.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't think I have an applicable focus.
And then I sent you something, Prek.
Do you have a Pacers focus?
Phasers? Yeah, a handful.
We're phasering the rocks, right?
That's what you said.
Oh, I didn't catch that. Okay.
Commander, be very careful.
Big rocks.
Their life signs are weakening.
Let's make this quick, Lieutenant.
Will do.
And I am going to introduce a 6 intervals before something happens.
All right. Hand phasers for focus.
Yep.
Get any assists?
Yeah, from you and
Okay.
Wagner.
Yeah, so take 1 threat for 3 dice. And then to get to 4, could I just spend a couple momentum or well, actually we have 5, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll just spend the momentum to get to 4.
All right. So 1 threat, 2 momentum.
Yep. All right, let's do it.
Damn your critical successes.
Very nice.
R&D
9
likes us.
9
Ones
successes
in a
I'm
row.
counting. So I'm counting 9 successes, so that will be 4 momentum gained.
Guys, I think we might have succeeded.
I know, right? Roll 7 challenge dice, please.
Then one of those momentum to reroll 3.
Dear God.
Interesting.
Is that 11 I'm counting?
Are we done?
And if we do piercing, that's 2 breakthroughs.
There's a float in there. Yeah, there's 2 float, so
So we can do piercing and still have full momentum.
piercing, you only
Why
need the
not?
1 momentum for piercing, and you get the other one for extra work, which would bring it to a total of 12. Yeah, that brings it to a total of 12 there.
This rock just got so obliterated. This should really make these guys think twice about trying to start a fight with us. We just teleported them and then vaporized like a boulder in half a second.
All right. Anything with intervals?
Actually, yeah, spend 1 to reduce the interval.
All right. So now diff 4 comp 2. I don't have a lot of threats, so I guess I won't add work.
Yeah. I guess take 1 threat. Try this again.
Come on, miss.
Did that go through? There it goes.
Damn. Somebody's praying to RN Jesus. Just need Wagner to roll.
Yes.
All right, a lot less damaging. You get 1 momentum this time. Go ahead and roll the 7 challenge dice, please.
Yeah, might as well do 1 to reroll. Oh, that was a 7 again.
I'll take the first 2.
Thank you.
Wasn't the original roll enough to finish it?
Is it?
Well, the resistance and such.
Really, you just need to spend the 1 for the resistance, because you only needed 6 work.
All right, so with the resistance, you're doing 7.
Yeah, that's still a breakthrough. There should be 2 breakthroughs for completing the work
Yep.
track, and then we only need the 1 magnitude left. So I would just leave it at that.
Intervals.
We'll go ahead and spend 1. Make it look like we're doing quick work.
Down to 2.
We are speed.
Yeah, take a threat. And re-rolling.
Note to self: never give anybody security rolls ever again.
We are well equipped.
I know, right? Yeah, just Wagner.
We've got like 3 a security character and like 2 semi-security characters now. So,
4
does Prax also do some security? Has security.
Prax has a 3 security.
All right, you gain 5 off of that. Going, you don't even have to roll work dice because I don't think it'll matter. I mean, do it anyway in case you get all zeros, and then that could be fun. Nope. Yeah, that'll do it. So, very quickly, the 3 of you get your phasers going, set it properly, and in what seemed like not even a couple minutes, you're able to blast away all the rock to gain access to their shuttle.
2 of that float for it's nothing's going to fall on anybody. Essentially, like it's secure.
Yep, that's fine with me. You do some extra work to make sure that it's relatively stable as well.
Dr. McKinsey's gonna run in and see what she's dealing with.
Alrighty.
Ben will also follow her in, and before he does, he'll cockily look at the Soquai and just kind of nod and go in.
And you could tell that this Soquai, the smaller one, is trying to hide their disbelief. But he's still stone-faced military look. You know, like this one's not impressed. This one is trying to hide that they're impressed. If that makes sense.
Nice.
So when you get inside, you notice that the shuttle is basically damaged beyond repair. There's a lot of holes where where rock has entered into the shuttle. The entire front window is broken in. A lot of the consoles are damaged. You can see that the 2 pilots are heavily hurt, and they were thrown back from their chairs as they basically were struck by the rocks when they crashed. They kind of flew forward, and then the rocks kind of pushed them back. The other 2 kind of hit their rocked in their seats quite a bit, and were thrown around the cabin and are, have other injuries as well. But that's what I could tell you without rolls.
Going to quickly do a quick scan and sort of do a triage, is technically.
Yep. Give me reason or insight medicine. Difficulty of, I'm going to call it 3 here. To triage all 4 of them.
And I was just going to say, can Ben assist with this?
Yeah. Yeah, anyone can assist here if they have. I would say anyone with at least a medical 2 can assist.
Xenobiology for a focus?
Yes.
Wagner can assist. Emergency first aid for a focus?
Yeah. Definitely, yeah.
What's the difficulty again?
3.
Take a threat.
This is literally the threat crew. No one took caution.
Yeah.
Hey, Dr. McKenzie has both medicines, so I'll spend 2 momentum. Because why not?
And it's not like I'm not using threat. I'm definitely using a lot of threat in this one. You guys are just rolling it too well. Ridiculous. I just need Wagner. There we go. What did I say? It was 3. So you gain 5. No, gain 4. Sorry.
2 float.
All right. So the 2 pilots are of the smaller subspecies, and they have some internal crush injuries from hitting the rock. So they have a few broken ribs, punctured lungs, that type of thing. Their makeup is very closely related to that of humans. They're skin-wise, organ-wise, placement, they're pretty similar. The other subspecies, which are the other 2 that are in there, are of the bigger subset. And you notice that they seem to be kind of, you don't want to say they're auto-regenerating, but they seem to have a higher capacity for self-repair. Getting a closer scan of these 2 individuals, also their skin seems to be tougher, almost as if they have a light layer of natural armor protection on them. Which you figure could protect themselves against many types of, weaponry. Basically it gives them a +1 resistance naturally. So it'll be very hard to cut through their skin if you needed to. But they just, they're basically have like a concussion and whatnot, just from hitting the side. And any cuts and bruises seem to be repairing themselves quickly than the other 2.
Ben and Wagner, those 2 should be fine. See to it that they're just basic first aid and treated for concussion. And then she's going to go over to the other 2 and attempt to stabilize them.
Sure thing, Doctor.
Okay. So I'm just trying to get my injury straight here on them. All right, so patient number 1, I'm going to say it's going to involve quite minor surgery, basically. Repair and set a few of the broken ribs, repair punctured lung. Where you're at, the base difficulty is going to be a 5.
I just want to stabilize them enough to I can
Okay.
move them and then transport them is really all I want to do because I'm going to take them back to the ship.
Gotcha. So this was going to be a daring medicine. I'm going to make it a difficulty 2, though.
Okay. Emergency medicine for a focus.
Yes.
Take a threat and I'll spend 2 momentum. Of course. Let's grow into a complication. Almost.
Gain 2. Did you give me a threat?
Yes, I gave you a threat.
All right, I must have missed that. Alrighty. Yeah, you're able to stabilize both of them and at least enough to get them transported.
Dr. McKenzie.
I forgot you had the medical teams too.
It's fine. We've been overcapped and whatnot, so she taps her comments. Dr. McKenzie to Expedition.
Go ahead, Doctor.
4 to beam to sick bay.
Understood. Stand by. Who did you bring with you?
The Sokwai, the injured ones, and the two injured ones, and then the medical, and then one of the medical staff.
Okay, I'll just bring them all. It's fine. All right. I'll give you a little bit more role play if you want it down here on here before I head back to the ship. So the larger one comes up. That weapon is impressive.
We call it a phaser. We use it only for our own self-defense or as a tool, as you saw us use it now.
You will give us this technology as well as your transporter technology.
I'm afraid that cannot simply be arranged, but we would be open to creating a peaceful dialogue between our peoples. If you would agree, we could take you back to our ship and show you where your comrades are being treated, as well as show you around our ship and some of the equipment we use. Perhaps this could be the beginning of peaceful cooperation between us.
This one thinks for a second. Very well. Take me to this technology. I will see for myself.
I guess we'll have to get transported back to get on the buggies now.
Or you could just have them transported all.
Yeah, I guess we'll transport to the ship and because we left NPCs there, they can take the buggies back.
Oh, I forgot it's on the... Yeah, I forgot the ship's on the surface. Yeah, you all get in the buggies. You all get transported up, and you all take the buggies back. That
Okay,
works
perfect.
for me. Yeah, I
Yeah,
totally forgot it was there.
Yep.
All right, I believe I left the captain and their captain in conversation, if I'm not mistaken.
You did.
However, I forgot where we left off.
I'm trying to appeal to a generosity that if you'd be willing to listen to the plea of a dying race, trying to pull at his heartstrings.
And what is it that they ask of the Sokwai Federation?
They haven't asked anything of the Sokwai. They merely need a new home. And that is why we're out here surveying this planet.
You would be asking us to give up claims on a promising new settlement.
I assure you there are plenty of other worlds out there. This one is close enough to their home world that we'd be able to evacuate as many as possible.
Your ship is obviously advanced. No doubt faster than us. Perhaps we can overlook this transgression should you give us the locations of other promising settlement sites.
Potentially, yes. We are new to this area, but we would be more than happy to help with future endeavors to find colony sites for your people.
And then right when you finish that sentence, you kind of notice that their ship there's a lot of talking and communicating on their bridge. You can kind of overhear something about a crashed shuttle. If you'll excuse me, Captain, a situation has developed here, one that I must focus my attention on.
Is my character aware of that yet?
I don't think anyone's ever communicated that they
Sure.
helped with that. I
Of
will contact
course.
you within the hour.
Of course.
And the communications cut. So the away team, what would you guys be doing when you get back to the ship? Besides the medical stuff, I know what they're doing.
Punching the data and preparing a report for the captain.
Okay. Mendrock, Mendrock. Dahas, I'm going to give you a role to compile all that information into, a nice data file for the captain, and I'm sure for any future reports. So let's go ahead and make this a let's go control science.
Okay.
Make this a difficulty 3 assisted by the ship's computer science.
Can I use computers as a focus?
You sure can.
All right.
Yeah, because I basically I see this as you're compiling all the data gathered from the tricorders and any samples gathered into one report. So that's what we'll have here. And since we're getting late in the evening, I would recommend using determination if you can.
Yeah, sure. About value nothing better than practical experience.
You'd have to sell me on that, I think.
Okay.
You'd have to explain what you mean by that.
Well, she hasn't done a massive planet survey like this. So writing the report is something new, perhaps?
Okay, I'll take that.
I mean, because this is like her. She was on Holiday and some other stuff before now, but
Yeah, no, I like the
Yeah.
explanation. Yes, you can use that.
alright. And then I'll just roll straight up.
All right, that is 6 successes. Dear God, gain 3 more momentum. And yeah, you're able to compile all the data, get it together, and start writing up the reports.
Okay.
All right, so what is everyone else doing?
I'm waiting for them to call me back, and then I believe Dr. McKenzie has a surgery test to do.
Yep. Yeah, I'm just seeing where everyone else is going.
Lacking another order, I guess Wagner would return to the bridge if it's still her shift.
Yeah. And yeah, Cap, you notice one Lieutenant Wagner come back onto the bridge?
Lieutenant, you're back early.
Yes, Captain. There was a downed shuttlecraft from the other species. The commander decided to render assistance. And we came back to deliver said assistance.
Understood. Where are the Sokai currently at?
Well, the doctor had them transported away. I'm guessing they're in medical.
Good to know. Go ahead and take your post, Lieutenant. I'm assuming Commander Casey and the rest of the away team are all on board the ship.
To my knowledge, Captain, yes.
Ops, hail the Sokai vessel.
Aye, Captain. Channel open, sir.
Sokai vessel, we are currently rendering medical aid to your injured members on the crash shuttlecraft. Please respond.
You have my people aboard your ship.
Yes, currently. We are currently, from my understanding, my chief medical officer is tending to their wounds. We will have them back to you shortly.
How did you get them out so quickly? My crews estimated they would be trapped there for days.
We have the ability to transport individuals from one point to another in a matter of seconds through a form of matter to energy conversion.
You are very technologically advanced. Spare my people, Captain.
As I stated before, I'm not a conqueror, nor a killer. If you like, I will be more than happy to beam you aboard my vessel to where you can see the doctor at her work.
Give me a difficulty 4 presence command.
Will you take the determination spin? Can't be afraid of the wind.
I don't think so, because I think that's more for him. That would be a good one for him, is what I'm saying.
I used to have a good one for this, but not anymore. Alright, in that case, will you allow the palm leaf of Zenketi Peace Mission medal to be used to lower the difficulty by 1?
Yeah, sure.
Will you take persuasion as a focus?
Sure will.
Take a threat. I'll spend 2 momentum just in case.
Well, you gain 1 at the moment. Gain 2.
It was diff 4, right?
Yeah.
Palm leaf lowers difficulty by 1.
Yeah, so you get 5 successes, difficulty 3, so you gain 2.
Should be diff 3 with the palm leaf.
Yeah, you had 5 successes. So you gain 2 momentum.
Okay, yeah, never mind.
Very well. I will choose to trust you.
That's all I ask. Transporter room. Lock on to the communications of the man standing in front of me and transport him to the bridge.
Aye, Captain. And again, he starts petting himself. Interesting sensation.
You get used to it. If you follow me,
And he'll nod.
and I'm going to actually be this way. I will show him to, or escort him to the sick bay.
All right. Meanwhile, in sickbay. Dr. Mackenzie and the medical team is getting hard to work on the patients. So the one in the main bio bed here is the one with the internal injuries and the punctured lungs. That one is going to be the difficulty 5. This one here does have probably a ruptured spleen as well as a few broken ribs. So this one would be a difficulty 4. So diff 5, diff 4. And that would be controller daring with medicine.
Hold on. Accidentally hit the key bind to close roll 20.
Yay.
I was typing something and then I guess my finger slipped.
Well, as long as it's not a giant red button, you should be okay.
That's over on my right, so I'm good. Does anyone want to activate the supporting character I just made earlier? For the nurse, if that's okay.
Yeah, I think it's your last one, so yeah.
You said control medicine?
Control or daring.
I can play the nurse if no one else wants to.
It is a Vulcan.
Alrighty.
You know, for roleplay purposes. It's a Vulcan.
I don't know if field medicine's gonna apply with.
Field medicine would not.
Okay.
If you're down there, it would. Here, it does not.
You said difficulty 5 for this one?
Yes.
Would.
Oh, wait. Sorry. Diff 4, diff 3. I was basing it off of you being down there. Now you're on the ship, so that environmental stuff goes away. So diff 4, diff 3.
Okay. Her determination spin, I believe in the sanctity of life, or I won't lose another patient.
Yes.
Surgery for a focus.
Yes. And you technically still have medical team, and I believe she gets access to sickbay superpower.
I wasn't sure if you're going with that since she's a supporting character, but
I would say for her only, I would allow it. because she's technically the chief medical officer.
Okay, lower the difficulty by 1.
All right, so this will be a diff 3.
Take a threat. She's gonna roll 3 dice. Roll the 0.
Gain 1.
GM, would you take emergency? Oh, sorry, Prax, go ahead.
Sorry, just real quick. She spent her determination, so that's 6.
Ah, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, six so far.
So that should be 2. So far, gain of momentum.
Yeah.
Or no, 3.
And then it'll be sick base computers medicine for the assist for the ship. So yeah, right now you're gaining 3 momentum. 4 momentum.
GM, would you take emergency medicine or xenobiology for focus?
Yeah.
Cool.
So 4 flu.
Yep.
So she has a fellowship specialty surgery. When you succeed a medical task where the focus surgery applies, the cost of creating advantages is reduced by 1 to a minimum level 1. Since she has to do surgery on the other one, and she's gained some familiarity with the species, can she create an advantage that the next surgery she has to do will be the advantage, or create the advantage that she has the basic understanding of these species and be easier to treat them?
Yep. Yeah, so that one is now a difficulty 2.
Take a threat, and I'll reduce the difficulty by 1 to, again, with the...
Yep, diff 1.
Yep, take threat for bold.
And just need the assist.
That's for the ship.
Yep. So what was the bloody difficulty? 1 now?
Yeah, something like that. So.
Yeah, 4 more. Yeah, there's just nothing I could do with all your rolls. You're just like every single one is just a hit. It doesn't even matter. You guys cannot miss tonight. So I was thinking, do I spend threat here? But no point.
Spend 2 that float to create the advantage that is able to get some really good detailed information on the species.
Yeah. And then we'll have the captain and their captain just outside sickbay here.
I assure you, Captain, that your people are in good hands. Dr. McKenzie worked with Dr. McKenzie for the past several years, and she is an excellent doctor.
We'll see. Still not sure I entirely trust you yet.
Well, after you.
And he'll just walk through the doors. And yeah, the doctor's probably in her office, and the nurse is just taking scans and vital readings. So this way the captain doesn't have to roleplay with herself.
Dr. McKenzie, what is the status of your patients? actually, I'd probably go. Well, she would go to the doctor, so someone else could take over for her.
Well, that's why I was having the nurse do it, so that you could roleplay with the nurse here.
Nurse, what's the status of the Sokwai patients?
Captain, both patients have been stabilized, and by all accounts, they should make a full recovery.
That's excellent news. When are you able to transport them back to their ship? I'm sure their captain here would be more than happy to get his crew members back.
GM, would that be like a matter of hours?
They're probably fine now. With how good you guys did, they're probably fine now.
Well, Captain, I wouldn't want to preempt the doctor's assessment, but by my accounts, they might actually be good to go now.
We wouldn't want to rush things, but as soon as Dr. McKenzie gives the okay permission, we'll have them transported back to your ship.
And he'll kind of like walk between the two, looking at the monitors, the life signs, the vitals, his people. And he'll turn to you. And you just did this out of the goodness of your hearts, did you?
Yes. Is that so hard to believe?
And you don't expect anything in return.
I do not.
It's
That's
most
the tricorder.
unusual. It's most unusual from an alien species.
I get that from time to time. But I do need this world. Well, I don't. The Anerthians need this world. They need a new place to call home.
I would be willing to overlook our survey of this world should you stick to your previous promise of providing us with a list of a few other potential settlement worlds.
While we are somewhat new in terms for exploring this region of space, I think we can dig through our stellar cartography on potential world or systems that may contain habitable worlds for you to explore.
Your terms are acceptable.
Come, perhaps I can show you around the ship a little bit, and you get to see all the different forms of life that exist on board my vessel.
Since I have threat, I'll spend some here. As curious as I am about your chip and its technology, we unfortunately do have a deadline to keep. The Science Ministry is very eager to start exoplanet settlement.
I understand. We will send over some of potential or locations for potential worlds that are nearby.
I will be grateful.
Right this way to our transporter room, and I'll escort him to the transporter room where he could beam back to his ship.
Alrighty. I believe I have one final scene to do.
So
Huh?
can I, to get them that information, I would like to actually use from my log in Hospitable where I rolled to create an advantage for a search pattern for the expedition, to where I have a general idea of here, this is the area we need to go for, to look for potentially habitable worlds on these star systems. And some might be a little dangerous to get to. Not the ones in the Evan Expanse, keep in mind, but to gain a point of determination. Essentially, I want to spend my determination to create the advantage that if they look in this region of space, on the value, you can't be afraid of the wind. If they go exploring here, that they will potentially find a suitable exoplanet.
You know what? Yes.
So you let me gain that determination and then spend it?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that'd be fine. Alrighty. Yeah, one final scene here. So this will be the next day after the Soquai leave the planet and you take off, back off to send your report to Starfleet. Prax, you were requested to meet the commander in the mess hall.
There's two of me.
So there is. And we'll have you entering the mess hall.
I should probably have. Is this after hours?
Yeah.
How did the Gross get here?
Surprise!
Oops.
He's secretly a Q.
Yeah.
Mon
I'm still
capitaine.
getting used to characters here. What were you saying, Captain?
Nothing. She walks into the mess hall.
I'll let you guys take it away.
Yeah. So, and with that, I'm assuming Ben and Casey had a little bit of time to set up a few things. Couple balloons, couple streamers. So yeah, as Captain walks in, Ben will just say, "Surprise, Captain."
A little smile.
I'm spewing. Go ahead.
No, finish.
I was going to say, and probably a few of the NPCs probably yell surprise as well.
Yeah, Captain, we found out through a series of events that it was your symbiont's birthday. So we wanted to put a little something together for you.
Thank you. I don't know what to say.
Then it's my duty to inform you that I have lied to you. There has been no change to the security duty schedules. He'll say that kind of with a smirk.
Duly noted, Commander.
Ben will say, "Oh," and he'll turn and grab a traditional Trill dessert from the table behind him. Set it down and just say, "Didn't know if this was your favorite, but we did a little research and, well, figured you might enjoy a bit of a dessert from your home planet."
I haven't had one of these since I left home. How very thoughtful of you, Lieutenant. I'm assuming there's enough for everyone.
Well, we did prepare a lot, Captain.
And yeah, I shall eat the dessert.
And yeah, Ben will encourage everyone to sing happy birthday, since he's of Earthling lineage. It's one he'll be pretty familiar with. So he'll goad everyone into singing it.
Are you going to lead them in song?
I can. As long as everyone else sings it with me. Casey, Nadon?
Happy birthday
Day
to
to
you.
you.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
you.
Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
dear
dear
Captain
Captain
Prex.
Rex.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to your
to
symbiote.
you.
That's so bad because everyone's like connection is at different speeds.
Yeah.
Please tell me that's staying in the stream. In the like recording.
Oh, it's so not in sync in the recording.
It was the thought that counted. And as the captain enjoys her tula berry souffle, we will call that the end of A New Home.